just a little bit of background. Aeris Resources has just come through a 5-year restructure program, which we restructured the balance sheet, we restructured the equity, we restructured the operations as part of a full program. We just finished an equity raise of $35 million last week, which was mainly used for debt repayment and also increasing exploration spend. I'll take you at a high level through all of those opportunities. So what's left in the company at this point in time? We got the Tritton copper mine with 2 underground mines, 1 process plant doing 1.65 million tons. This year we forecast to do 24,500 tons of copper. Over the last 7 years, we produced an average of 27,000 tons of copper. It's currently got a 5-year reserve life with significant upside potential in each one of those reserve mines which we include. Then you look at the exploration around the Tritton mine. We've got 1,800 square kilometers of ground. So far to date, there's been 750,000 tons discovered in the southern part of our tenement package, and we have moved our focus, which we'll talk very briefly about, to the northern part of the tenement package. And as of this last financial year, or as we're drilling currently, the Carl Jung deposit is coming with some really good results. On top of the exploration, which we got the Torrens joint venture, which is a exploration target, IOCG target in South Australia, which we got a joint venture with Argonaut Resources. It's in the right address. It sits between Olympic Dam and Carrapateena. It's in a known IOCG area, very large anomaly. I'll show you that. And we will start drilling there in 2018. As I said earlier, we have just raised 35 million Australian dollars. The debt, when we joined the company as a new management team 5 years ago to start the restructure process, was $136 million, and as of today, it sits at $29 million, of which the banks took most of the haircut. We only paid $30 million to get it to that level. The rest was all through negotiations with the financiers. The management team has now been in there for over 5 years. We're all committed to make success, and it really goes back to the first one, is how do we grow this business beyond Tritton and actually make a successful mid-tier company out of what we got. I'm going to just briefly go through. You can see there the share price has gone from, in the last 18 months, from 4 cents to as high as 30, and it dropped back when we raised money to 20. Very good result for us. And that was all those processes was as we restructured the final debt in February. We got approvals to drill the Torrens joint venture. The production for 2018 was really good, and we saw the share price move. And actually, oh, that's interesting. Those dates is funny. And as we are today, this share price is at 18 cents. In fact, it's trading at 20 cents today. Fully diluted market 116 and a net debt position of $24 million. I'm not going to go spend too much time, but the bottom right graph, which basically tells a story of why we're still here today, is the fact that production went from as low as 22,000 tons in 2012 to as high as 30,000 tons in 16 and 15 while we were negotiating with the bank an outcome on the restructure. That one just shows you the turnaround, which basically the bottom graph again, 136 million, it's gone down to 29 in debt, and really the only cash we spend is 20 million of the last raise was paid to debt. Before that, only $10 million was spent on repaying debt with the banks. As you can see, the top graph, where it turned into operating cash flows from 2013 onwards, and that allowed the restructure with the financiers. 2018 was a good year for us. We did 26,600, which was on target, what we told the market. We also started to move into exploration. You can see there, I'll show you the slide later, where the drilling at Carl Jung, where we moved from, I could call it survival mode to growth mode, some really good intersections of nearly 20% at 2.18 and 2.5% copper with gold in it as well. That gives you a bit of the region where we are. You can see the black outline there. That's our tenement package, 1,800 square kilometers of ground. The mines around us, you've got the CSA copper mine, you've got the P gold mine, and you got the Aurelia guys down the bottom with Hera. They also now got Peak. So it's in a known area, well known for copper, and we see quite a few opportunities in that region from both exploration and the assets. That just gives you that 5-year mine life will produce on average 24,000 tons of copper coming from 5 different deposits, the Triton, Marrawambi, Avoca Tank, underground, and then 2 open cuts. But each one of those, which is currently all in reserve, has got future upside potential. Specifically, when you look at the Triton mine, you look at that one on the top right, each one of those, the south wing and north wing, has been discovered just this year through grade control drilling. So we're busy drilling that out, and that will increase that mine life beyond 5 years. Triton, we know, extends at depth, so we'll drill that in the next 12 months. We also know the Budgerygar deposit, which is currently a resource of 1.6 million tons sitting there. We'll put a drive out there and we drill that out and bring it into production. So just from looking at that from a near mine exploration perspective, significant upside. We're also mining the Marrawambi underground mine, and Marrawambi we know extends at depth. It will be drilled at the right time. It doesn't help us drilling it from surface. So we really changed the focus. A lot of money has been allocated. Some of the money we just raised has been allocated to extend these mine lives with the current infrastructure. Then you look at the regional exploration, which is 1,800 square kilometers of ground. You look at that southern part of that road. So far, 750,000 tons have been discovered in that 50-kilometer corridor. The northern part of that corridor, which is 65 kilometers, and it's because it goes in more of a zigzag mode, hasn't been explored at all. We know it extends there. As we speak in the next couple of weeks, we will do an airborne EM over that northern part. The main aim of the Greenfields exploration is to look for big deposits, the 10 million plus 2% type deposits, which we know we got quite a few in the southern part. We're looking for that as a first start. So once the EM is done, we'll do the ground EM in that top northern side, and that yellow block. We have done an airborne EM over there. We found 4 new targets, and we'll do a moving loop EM survey over those in the next 12 months. On top of that, we know that that corridor extends further north into that grey area. We have applied for that exploration lease, and we're waiting for the approvals of that lease. Significant upside with a specific focus. We moved the exploration from south to north to an area which hasn't been touched, and we're very focused on those. These are some of the results from Carl Jung. Looks like as it gets deeper, it gets thicker. So it gets close to 20 meters at plus 2% copper. Higher up, it's not as thick, but it's high grades. We're currently drilling holes up dip and holes deeper to see where the ore body goes. This will become potentially one of the next mining fronts, which will start a mine to further extend the mine life. So that's in summary. Triton, good mine, operating, generating cash, and the real focus has moved to exploration. Then Torrens, as you can see there, that yellow block, that sits about 75 km from Olympic Dam, 50 odd km from Carrapateena, right address in a known IOCG corridor. And what is really exciting the market, we believe, is if you look at that gravity anomaly, the size of that on the same scale at the bottom, you see Olympic Dam. So you can fit a few Olympic dams into that space. The market is very keen for us to start drilling, and we've allocated a joint venture budget of $5 million for the next 12 months, and we will start drilling there in December. That's really what it comes down to. A great opportunity at Torrens. We got very focused key objectives for 2019, but one of the things we are as a team very focused on is how do we grow this company beyond Triton. We see that there's an opportunity for someone to step into that 50,000 odd thousand tons of copper. We're doing 25, and we're actively looking for opportunities to buy assets and bring into the fold and grow the business through M&A. Thank you very much.